onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma onye na-enye nwa onye na-enye ego onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma agbakụrụ ezuru ike Chukwu na-enye nwa onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma ọmakasị bịa ụwa Chukwu na-eme mmadụ onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma na-agbakụrụ ezuru ike ọdọgwa kata aka chiọma onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma Chukwu okike m chiọma m jem n'udo onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma akọwa akụkọ ọrụ ọma gị Chikeji Chikafọ otu isi eme ihe gị ọ na-abụ ụwagharị ọgaranya nkada nka ijiji jide mma onye wanyere ya ga-eri biko wanyere m ka nri ọmaka ndị nyere m arịsị ka inyere m mkpuchite ọrụ inyere m ka m ji kpụpụrụ gokpuo Chukwu nara ekele Chukwu nara otito ọ dị mma na-eme mma kiriri otito ihe mere asọgbu m Chukwu okike m ọrị nara dị m mma bịaribe ekele onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma onye na-enye nwa onye na-enye ego onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma agbakụrụ ezuru ike Chukwu na-enye nwa onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma ọmakasị bịa ụwa Chukwu na-eme mmadụ onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma na-agbakụrụ ezuru ike ọdọgwa kata aka chiọma onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma Chukwu okike m chiọma m jem n'udo onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma.
Good morning, viewers all over the world. Egwu ịnụrụ kịta bụ egwu si na ngalaba na-afụ gbasara mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo Ugochi to ọdịnala temple a na-akpọ Nkwa Group led by me. Ọ bụrụ na ị laikiri egwu ịnụrụ kịta, jee na iTunes, Audio Mark and rest of them download it. We have all the rights. For most of you that are seeing me today for the first time, Maọmụ Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu na Oraifite ma ọ kpọọ m Akajugo. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja Ugochi to ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa mmiri ejikwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala Restoration Evangelical Mission, bụrụkwa onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me a priest or an evangelist, I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa n'oge awa nke eziokwu isiokwu anyị ji bịa n'ụbọchị taa bụ Arusi installation and Ark of Covenant. Arusi installation and Ark of Covenant. But before we dive into today's lecture, important announcement. We are still in the month of February, and our monthly rituals for the month is still ongoing. You can join us anywhere you are all over the globe. Makanike di Eze-Ana Chunigwe. We started this Eze-Ana Chunigwe group rituals over 3 years now. Believe in me, we have lots of testimonies. Makanike di Eze-Ana Chunigwe. So everyone is interested in Sheila and Eze-Ana Chunigwe. He gave me make token donation for the prayer requests. I never know what an actual and I go for no could be open to the month. This show to Eze-Go in my temple, Chuaja and go for could be open in the Nation Yelai. I gave make it to our tea the last day of the month. I chicotia. The last day of the month, I get in a minute Chuaja, if you only. Again, Gazena Pokalet and Chuaji him na from Madu. We proceed back to the temple chụọ aja to entities of powers nọ na temple, jee n'ebe nchụaja gbuo ebulu mesara aka. Nwanne chụba aja mebesara aka maka na aja karịrị ọgwụ. I keep saying it. Igbo spirituality is a spirituality relied solely on ịchụ aja, not ọgwụ. So before we dive into today's lecture, ọ bụrụ na o nwere ajụjụ ị nwere na nkụzi a, ị ya anụta ma ọ bụ na ị chọrọ isonye na aja anyị na-achụ n'igwe, then chat kwazi m. WhatsApp number ị ga-eji nweta mbụ 08057837672. I repeat, 08057837672 ma ọ bụ 08138243871. I repeat, 08138243871. Let's now proceed. Like I told you before, the topic of today is Arusi installation and Ark of Covenant. Let me explain this once more. Igbo spirituality is the same thing spiritual movement anywhere all over the world. And I keep telling you, spirituality is one. Makana Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe niile, the unmovable mover is one. But ọ na-adị mwute na ọtụtụ nowadays abịanyezi Igbo spirituality badly. And the purpose of this my administration is to separate the chaff from the corn. So that ọ bụrụ na may be ignorant of how things work, a brave victim. Akọwalụ over time say, if you are knowledgeable, a brave master. If you lack knowledge, a blue slave. There is what you don't know remains a mystery to you. Abịa nka nkọwala gị na Igbo spirituality bụ Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe niile ka Igbo spirituality na-efe. However, we recognize all the carriers of powers. It is something all over. I've told you, when I was in India 22 years ago, I took my time to follow them to their festivals. Yes, in their various temples. As a researcher. Though that time I was still a Christian, but I have this inner urge in me to understudy them, their way of life and spirituality. We had it there. And I came to understand that there are something with what we have here in Igbo spirituality. Are you talking about Hinduism? Are you talking about Shintoism? One thing that is very common among this spirituality is high moral values. Then it's true that now in this world of 21st century, people have really faced material things, and that is the problem there, especially our youth. Arusi installation is an ancient practice. It does not start today. And again about Arusi, I told you that Arusi Arusi. Ihe na-akwụsị alụ anaghị eme alụ does not condone alụ. Wee gwa gị na Arusi dị ụzọ na-abụ. Enwere natural Arusi, that is mmụọ. Nwee nke mmadụ ji aka ya wee hibe because of amamihe Chukwu nyere mmadụ na Genesis chapter 1 to go and procreate, dominate and rule. Mgbe kọwala gị sị na nkụzi yesterday na enwere sacred trees. Those sacred trees bụ various altars on their own. Okwu mmụọ in Igbo spirituality. Those okwu mmụọ niile na mmụọ niile, various altars, natural ones, like those sacred trees I made mention of. Ị ga-afụ ije na villages ka amawasịrị akwa white. our ancient altars, natural altars. However, our ancestors thought it twice to install other altars in form of Arusi with the same vibration and longing, with the purest volition, for the glory of Chukwu. They install those more in accordance with their needs of that particular time. That's the reason why Arusi was installed in various towns for various purposes. And our ancestors did it with the purest heart, with the pure longing for what is noble and good. And because those more was installed in accordance with natural laws that governs the universe, they work hand in hand with natural forces. That is why if ebe adoro okwu Arusi installation, let's say I'm going to no ụmụnna where ma to take abụ ọ bụrụ na m bụrụ the eldest person in my clan, I will be the Akajiofu. Now the name is called Olasi. That Olasi no bụ Arusi nna nna ha kpọtụrụ eji ya nụọ mgbe gbugbo to protect the integrity and the territory of our people against invaders. Now, but when the more begin to work, because it was installed for the benefit of mankind, for the benefit of people with love and joyful purpose. So it was installed in line with the natural laws. So because now here may install because out of love, it attracts other more. If you go to that oku more today, Olamolas, and will walk a letter. And will you can will order 1 dozen and a hagalocon. So because they are installed in line with natural laws, they have natural altar. They were all put up in the group. They want to do the now lose the ball. They are all altars, and it's natural. For one law, Okumuna, Makanobi here put up develop to bring harmony in the society for the benefit of man. One day, one can always allow Jolo. And there was peace. Because the purpose of installing them, those altars, is to bring harmony and to be able to solve people's needs at that particular time. So, here now we have it. That altar is the part, the bedrock of Igbo spirituality, because Igbo spirituality have altars where the Madoneje na from time to time. Etu akesi nwekwa other altars world over. It's not only Igbo spirituality. I've said it times with that number. When I was in India, I took my time to understudy their spirituality. I was made to understand that how we put the gods the same way we have ours. But no, but the same functions, only that the name differ. Let me use Hinduism as an example. They have all the gods, like Lord Shiva and the rest of them. Then the manner, based on my research, they told me na how kwenyere na Chukwu okike nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, the unmovable mover, the creator of the whole universe. However, they still believe na enwere ụmụ ndị anjelu nke Chukwu ndị ọzọ. The same way other world faith like Christianity si wee believe kwa na enwere Chukwu okike pụrụ ime ihe niile regard as God the Father. However, they still believe na enwere ike isikwa na ndị angels ndị yọbara anya iyo wee jekwuru everlasting Father, including Jesus, because they believe that they can only reach the everlasting Father, the creator of the whole universe, through the intercession of the saints and the Jesus. That is their belief, and I respect that. So, etu a ka esi nwekwa world belief na ebe dị iche iche. But one thing that is very common among this world belief is the moral values, telling you to live a worthy life of emulation. Worthy life of emulation. Very high moral values, because they teach you the morals that you should not hurt someone intentionally, because garbage in, garbage out. If you hurt somebody intentionally, you will reap the same thing as consequence. When Igbo spirituality is in charge of moral value of our people will fear. Ndị mmadụ na-atụ egwu because ha ma na kama Israel. But it's unfortunate that some religion began to preach na Jesus jupụtara n'obi ọma na obi ebere, that imegoro mpụ na ọtọ, no, you don't need to go and face the consequence of ịkpụ alụ. Then that n'ichinye aka enu si ọbara Jesus na-eme mma. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord, that your sins have been forgiven. That is the bedrock. That is the reason why you see some of those criminals out there. They bear religious name, because the moral value has been watered down. No one can be what to do, but that match equality. Now, Arusi installation, ndị Igbo na-efe mmụọ. I can tell you, because now more we have been at those various altars. Arusi wherever what to more is an altar. The same way Reverend Father believed, not by mere word of mouth, that Nachicha, the host, the sister producer, the Okusio Kwododo also by that word of declarations that host produced by Reverend Father and sisters in their convents. Now it's already now become their Jesus. They put it in mosques and rest of them, and people will be going there to pray. It's their belief, I respect it. The same way, Ebobuna Ninwelo Okukwe, that a single Reverend Father can make those declarations and Jesus Hagabadata, Chuku Hagabadata, Nachicha. Then, and they are finding it difficult that our ancestors came together to install Okumo as an altar. I have explained it many a time that no human being will withstand the vibration of Chukwu. No human being. From the time immemorial, Chukwu okike na-agbakwaso okwu n'okwu wee gozie ndị a. Wee gwa gị back at the Ark of Covenant. The Ark of Covenant is simple because the Israelites, iwe ji adịghị na-ekwu anụ ekwu otu Bible, na-akọrọ gị akụkọ na Bible, na bụ eji akụkọ ịma wee kọwara gị akụkọ ịmara. It doesn't make any point if I begin to quote other spiritual books I have read. It doesn't make point because I have not read them. So it's better for me to use what you know. So then the Ark of Covenant was built because the Israelites felt threatened by their neighbors. They now have covenant with Chukwu to be their father. Now, that's the protection so that their neighbors will stop hurting them. So, for the fact that they normally face war from their neighbors, what they have to do is to build an ark of covenant, reminding them of their covenant with Chukwu. And for the fact that they normally go to war front, they needed an altar which they will be carrying from place to place in the event of war. That necessitated why they built that Ark of Covenant, and they put its hands so that it will be movable from place to place. And we were told that the content of that particular Ark of Covenant, yes, I will mention few things that are there. Even in the Bible, we were told that there is two cherubim. Two cherubim there, male and female, facing each other. We were told them were acacia wood, which we know and call here Obelisk. And we are told them were the 10 Commandments, reminding them of the covenant with Chukwuoke. The 10 Commandments. You know the 10 Commandments. Now 10 Commandments is the basic of every Obumando. Like in Igbo spirituality, we recognize 10 Commandments as a son. You will be told that it was within the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not lust after somebody's wife. In Igbo spirituality, once you sleep with somebody's wife, you have committed abomination. In Igbo spirituality, condemn stealing. You are forbidden from stealing somebody's goat, stealing somebody's yam, stealing all these things. As in Imerihan. So it's Eze-Ana that determine if actually you are a child of Convenant. So if anybody is claiming to be an ordinary practitioner without keeping Eze-Ana, the person is not a practitioner. Because for you to be an ordinary adherent, you must agree with the 10 Commandments. Because that is the basic of Convenant. So what I'm saying is that after building that Ark of Covenant, it becomes holy. It becomes a dwelling place for more. Even more now, where that goes in there to radiate his powers. To show you that that Ark of Covenant is holy and not to be touched by anyhow unholy hands. So what happened? When there is this priest, people that normally is their duty to carry the Ark of Covenant. It's their duty to carry the Ark of Covenant. But what happened? What happened? There is this particular day we were told that there is a man called Uziah. When that people that is carrying the Ark of Covenant, he wanted to fall, he went there to join hands so that they will do not fall. We were told that immediately the man's hand touched that Ark of Covenant, he was struck to death. Meaning that his unholy hands to touch that sacred altar. So our sacred altars are very holy. And the Chukwuoke, in order to radiate his powers, he used those altars to radiate his power, because no human being can withstand the power, enormous power of Chukwuoke direct. Remember in the book of Numbers, where these people encountered a snake began to bite them. And Moses cried unto Lord, what will I do? And I tell them, if the people will believe you and obey me, then once they are bitten by a snake, they should look towards this snake. You will mold. They will be healed. I will heal them. So Moses molded that snake and raised it up. Anybody that is bitten by a snake, once you look up to that thing, in faith and conviction, you will be healed. What is healing them? Healing them. Is it the molded snake? No. It's the power behind the molded snake, which is the power of Almighty Father. So the same thing, because once the molded snake was raising up, it became an altar. The same way our forefathers taught it wise to raise those altars, because Chukwu can abok those altars to radiate his power among his people. So Alo say an altar of the ancient time, and is part of our spirituality. So, but nowadays, because of children of nowadays really want shortcut, instead of them to build on hard work, they now began to be doing all manner of things, which is not proper. Those all manner of things is that they want to get rich quick. They began to go to do a money ritual or way God. Who told you that there is a charm that you will do that will give you money? Why we ask you to go spiritual is to be at peace with your spiritual forces. And once you go spiritual, high moral, you will have high moral value, because once you go spiritual, you will be under the covenant of 10 commandments, and for that reason you will not hurt others, because you are a child of covenant. Once you are a highly spiritual person in any world religion, your moral value will be different, because you are under covenant. And the second thing why I ask you to always go spiritual and be at peace with your umumo does not mean that umumo will give you legal tender. There is no fasting you will do on earth or any ritual you will do on earth and you wake up, you see money under your pillow. Not possible. So if anybody is telling you that you want to do okite or do any charm for you to make money, it's not true. Let me tell you how things work. The truth of the matter is that when natural norms, then money, like I said before, is a legal tender. What spirituality does to you is that if you always go spiritual, it asks for wisdom, it asks for knowledge, it asks for vision and inspiration. Those things you receive while going spiritual is where you will be connect yourself. You will be asked, okay, to do this, to do that, to do this. Those inspiration is what you will put into practice, and then be able to monetize your services and your actions. That is why if you are rendering services, you will be able to monetize your services you are rendering, and that is where money comes. So if you are not doing anything, hoping that money will fall from anywhere, you are deceiving yourself. So don't allow anybody to ask you to do okite for you, that okite gives money. The person is not telling you the truth, because you are ignorant of how things work. I don't have okite, I don't do okite, because I understand the principles of success. You must have something you are doing. Whatever knowledge you have, whatever gift you have, you monetize it for your services. But thinking that money will come from just mere doing one pot for you is not true. So let me stop here. So Igbo spirituality believe in if more a world with shortcuts. Impatient people normally like to bypass nature, because when you equate those concussion, what you are trying to bypass nature to get what you want by fire by force. But I can tell you there's danger in everything. That's why ndị na-agwọrọ gị ọgwụ ga-enye gị na ọgwụ nwere expiry date. Yes, the same way all this medicine in our pharmacy, those antibiotics, because it's a formulation of so many things, maybe chlorophyll and rest of them formulated. So they have expiring date, because the formulation, the items used fall between the time and space. So it has expiring date. That is why the person can give you guarantee that this, once you do this time, you do the other thing. But if it's spirituality is not guaranteeing anything. Spirituality is just for you to align with your forces, then present your needs. You understand? Ask for wisdom, ask for knowledge, ask for good taste of life. Then if those who more then found you worthy to receive all those blessings you ask for, you'll be blessed. So the whole thing still lies more to bless you. It does not lie in from your hand. So more can give you blessing. Blessing can start from long life, good health, success, and the rest of them. So let me stop here. Igbo spirituality is there for more. Then man go shortcut ndị mmadụ mụtara amụta. Enwekwa ahịa ọgwụ ndị gboo gwọrọ, mana of a purpose ofu onye anara agwọ ọgwụ. Collectively, etan nwere ike ihibe ọgwụ for a reason. Yes. Maybe young obodo ị ga-eje hibe ọgwụ na onwe a na onye ọbụla bịa zuo ori n'obodo. But this ọgwụ ego ndị mmadụ na-agwọzi kịta abụ is not the best, because it's out of individual greediness. So Igbo spirituality, coming to Igbo spirituality is not guaranteeing you that you will be rich today, tomorrow. No. Yes, in Akaraka, organizing a chi. Yodala. The Igbo kuna aka aja aja the button money must work in order to chop. So that is what we have been preaching years, 6 years, and we keep telling people, for people to really understand how the thing works. Make peace with your own more, so that they always stand by you and fight for you in the world of spiritual for your needs. Thank you. Let me stop here. If you have any question concerning Igbo spirituality or this message you just had today, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837672. I repeat 0805 7837672 or 0813 8243871. I repeat 0813 8243871. See you tomorrow no ga one case you. I won't know when body you were trying. I'm not know you.